Hi there. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some movements that I like to use when I'm training to help keep my neck relaxed so I can better access and engage some of my main muscle groups that I'm trying to focus on, which is going to be the core, glutes, and diaphragm. So the benefits to these three exercises is that there are three progressions. And if you are able to either hold these movements or really fully engage the body throughout the movements with a relaxed neck, it's going to allow you to then use things like your quadriceps or your glutes or the rest of your core abdominals for the actual position, which carries over to running, swimming, CrossFit, weightlifting, gymnastics, pretty much any sport that you're playing. So I'm going to go through these three exercises. The keys are to keep the neck and face relaxed, keep a calm, deep breath the entire time, and get a gauge of where my body is in space relative to the other pieces. So I'm going to start with the easiest progression, beginner movement, which is called a superhero. So you're going to start in a prone position, face down, all right? You start with straight arms. From here, I'm going to bend my knees and push my heels together. I'll drag my hands back and drop my feet at the same time as I lift my head and chest off the floor. And from here, I'll breathe. To make it more difficult, you can extend your arms back. And that is going to be the first exercise in this series of movements. It's excellent for your adductors, your glutes, and your spinal erectors. And again, while I'm in the position, I'm thinking about how can I keep my neck, my throat relaxed so that these deeper muscles can take over and improve their functionality during the exercise. Second movement I'm going to show is one of my favorites. It's the forearm plank. So in a forearm plank position, you start in a quadruped position or a tabletop. From here, I'm going to find a small arch on my low back and trying to keep a relatively neutral pelvis. Find the center of your hand and bring your elbow down. From here, I'm going to straighten my legs, press my heels back, and now I'm focusing on pressing the balls of my feet down. Now, a few options here. I can press up a little bit, but I also want to soften my upper mid-back. I want to press my heels back and my feet down and try to keep a somewhat neutral pelvis so you're not too posterior and you're not too anteriorly tilted. A modification includes knees dropping and heels pulling back halfway. So this is the second progression for this diaphragm core glute trio that I'm giving you today. The last one is going to be a classic hip hinge, okay? So you find a wall squat. I like to go into about a third to a quarter squat. All right, I'm looking for verticality in my shins. All right, and then once I find my position, I have a small arch in the lumbar spine. I take my elbows back. I take a couple breaths, a few moments to really engage through the position, feel my core as a synergist between my hips and my upper body. From here, I'm going to keep my weight going back on the wall and just start to lean forward. And then I come up. All right, progressions include taking your hands to your heart, keeping your shoulders back, your spine long, and going forward. Anywhere from 30 to 45 degrees. Once you lose the verticality, adjust the feet, make sure those shins are vertical still, and all you do is you lean forward. And to make this more challenging, you'll reach your arms up. Right? And these are all excellent exercises to better align the functional interplay of your diaphragm with your glutes and throughout your core. And like I mentioned in this week's blog post, is if you really focus on keeping the neck and shoulders relaxed during these isometric exercises, you're going to notice that you're better able to access your glutes, your core, your feet, and ultimately some bigger players in functional movement and training. So it's excellent on days off, recovery days as a warm-up or a cool down, or put it right there in your training with some sort of circuit variation of these exercises. So I hope you get something out of it, and thank you.